Good afternoon, people. Good morning, good evening. Welcome to quite another episode of this Dev Live. I hope you've been having fun and staying safe this season. If this is your first time listening to the podcast or watching this video, please go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss notifications when new videos come up like this. And on the show today, not to waste too much of your time, I have with me my friend and my sister, Elizabeth, who will be telling us about her journey into coding as a parent. And I hope it'll be fun to listen to and watch today because I actually am looking forward to our chat together today. So, Elizabeth, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
All right, Dara, my name is Elizabeth, as we been introduced initially. I'm married to Olusegun Ajiboye. I'm a mother of great children, and I'm a front-end developer.
All right. Okay. So thanks very much for that. So you hear that she's a mother, she's a wife, she's a coder, a front end developer at that. So what does it tell us? When did you start learning how to code, and how long have you been coding for?
Precisely, I would really say that this is about a year, and looking back, it's just interesting that this time out is so appropriate, like the perfect timing to do this recording. I started out just let me see if I can do it, but it sounded as like it was more of a men industry, few ladies, yes, but I just wanted to give it a try.
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
so it's about a year now.
about a year. Wow. And you're already a front end developer at that. Okay. So what was actually your motivation for learning how to code? Why did you decide to learn how to code? Why not other things in the tech industry or any other career line? Why coding itself?
Okay, uh, it was a journey to actually finally pick to be a front end developer. I am a biochemistry graduate, and before being a mom, I have worked as an IT officer. So it's a journey that I have been a fashion designer. I've learned to keep my hands busy. I've never been idle. But I think being a mom just reorientated everything. Like things just changed. I looked at my son in my hand. I'm like, okay, this boy had to be taken care of, right? Like we really need to give him the best of the best education. And I just looked around. Okay, it's good to be a fashion designer, but I need to fund this business. I need to take care of my son. I need to be a very supportive wife to help my husband. And I also need to be involved in my sister's and my mom's life. Like, I can't just be doing something that takes care of me alone. So I just felt, okay, let's think about it. What career line, what particular industry can take care of that for me? So looking at my options, I felt being a programmer would be the best, but kind of tedious. How would I go about it? So I think my passion about having to be an influencer in the area of my child's life, being a very strong mom. I can't be perfect because there are a lot of things that would come up, and trying to be supportive as a wife, then be a great sister for my sibling, and then my mom as a great mom who I need to take care of. So that alone is a motivation for me. And one other thing is having to be able to give to the society. So I just looked around and felt, okay, I need to be a change maker and I need funds. Yes, there are people, there are YC, there are venture capitals that I can actually apply to, but I need to really get my foot in the work. And what will I use is programming. How do I get there? I need to start small. So I found myself being a front-end developer when I started to gravitate towards JavaScript, reading, and then I just felt, okay, we should stay here and then get the ball rolling, get more funds.
Yeah, but so how has it been so far being a developer? How do you basically manage your time between your fashion designing business, taking care of a child, being a wife, being a sister, being a daughter, and then learning how to code itself? How has it been?
Oh man, to be sincere, it's not been easy. There are days I actually want to give up, like just like okay, nobody. It's not like the world is aware I'm doing this, so I can actually just give up and face my fashion. But I just told myself, okay, if I give up now, what will I tell my son, and what will I tell my children? So I was telling myself, I really want to lead by example. So it's very, very important for me to really do something right and then be known for something. And really, my passion to really run a fashion business, I felt I need more funds, and my family have been quite supportive. But I can do more than that. I need something to really fund that part of me. So that was when I chose that. So the stress was quite, as in, it really was taking a toll on me, but I asked for help. Yeah, we had a discussion. My my husband very was very involved, and my parents. Oh, I had a great mom. She actually stepped in, took care of my son, and then I had a very good friend by I said church affiliates. I met them, and it was easy for me to take my son to their house, and they babysitted my son for me till I'm back in the evenings. Like evenings, like 8 p.m., they will take care of the boy. And these have been people that, even when I started out, I shared with them in confidential, and they're like, "You can do this." I shared my limitations. I was sharing my fears. They keep telling me, "You can do this." So the people around me, I feel they are seeing something I can do. So if they can see that, then I should really make them proud.
Mm.
So with all the stress of having to have a child that needs my attention at midnight, because
Yeah.
my son is just 19 months,
Ah.
and I started this training, and then I started to learn October when he was just 9 months. So and that period, he still needed my attention like back to back. But with support of my husband, we took him to crèche at 10 months so that I could have a lot of time to myself. So family has been very helpful, friends, wonderful, siblings calling and just encouraging me. And because of my training, they didn't really ask for too much. Like they know my break time. A lot of them just wait till my break time, like, okay, let's don't disturb sister. That she can only be free by 1 to 2. You get that gist. So, and I'm grateful for everything. That has been my motivation, my guidance. Even when I'm tired, I just tell myself, a lot of people believe in me and I cannot fail them. And I think that has actually been pushing me forward. Yes, there are a lot of challenges. It's stressful, my brother. It's stressful. As of last night, I was still having back pains because the work comes with a lot of
A lot of
your
sitting
strength,
down. Yeah.
your mind, you're sitting down and everything. Imagine having to do the day's chores as a wife, as a mom, and then at night you need to face your own destiny and life.
Yeah.
It's just so many things. But like I will tell my people, I'm a child of faith. I pray, I ask
Mm.
for support, and God has been really sending people my way. Especially now that I'm completing a boot camp, He sent help. Like I needed people around me to really push me forward. I got the right place to really learn in depth. So
Mm.
for the past 6 months, I've been doing that intensively, and God has been showing for me, and I've been putting my best too because I needed to persevere. It was not easy.
Yeah, well, that's really inspiring. I myself have been learning how to juggle between my work and being a father because I try to be there. Man, it's not easy.
Wow.
Sometimes I'll be writing
No,
code and then I have a big monitor where I watch what is going on in the room, and then I see I cry and I'm like, "Ah, well, quickly run, come
no,
back." When I'm there, I say, "Guys, please
I can
excuse me.
I
I
can
have to quickly go
understand.
check on this thing," and it's really, really. But yeah,
Um,
that's really inspiring
seriously,
to see that there's that support system that helps you get the kind of help you need to be able to focus on what you need to do at every point in time and succeed with
exactly,
it. Basically, the support system is actually one of the
exactly.
best things that can happen to anybody in life.
Mm. Family and good friends.
Yeah.
Is everything.
Mm.
My son is very. I call him super active baby boy. He's all as in, he handles the mouse. He's just over my laptop, and I'm like, okay, we're going to do this together. So there are nights he's awake to study with me. I said that's fine.
Okay.
So it's fun.
Yeah, that's quite fun. That's quite fun. And okay, so apart from all the excitement of coding, the fun of it, the challenges and all that, has there been any point within this last 1 year of learning to code that has been some sort of failure or let me say disappointment that you've come through? And if there's any of such, how were you able to overcome such?
Like I said earlier, like asking for help is one of my major mantra. Like I don't keep quiet. When I started out, I thought it was just all bed of roses, like just get the HTML done, go to CSS, and then the JavaScript. Only for me to want to try out a real life project, and then nothing was happening. I remember giving a task to do my first to-do list, and I ran away. And and then I'm like, how do I get that done with all that I have learned? It wasn't really getting together. I'm like, no, I learned HTML, CSS. How does to-do list come to terms with this? So real life project for me was what really took me aback. I'm like, but I started to ask for help, and I discovered that this space is even the best to be. Really, because for you to fail, that means you didn't ask for help. You didn't go out of your way to seek for the right information. Because I discovered that when I failed, actually, it was because I had not taken my time to watch. On YouTube, we have resources.
Yeah.
Like tons of resources. I'm like, okay, what have I been waiting for? What was I doing? So I had to sit back and then arrange myself. Okay, I'm not allowed to fail. Like failure is not part of this journey. Yes, when we fail in a task and project, how do we move forward? I actually ask for help. I go to Google, I go to YouTube, I use Stack Overflow.
Yeah,
As in,
developer's best
I
friend.
don't, oh man, I don't waste my time. Like I try to sort myself out before going to my colleagues. So that has really helped me to develop knowledge base. And then projects that I have failed in, I've seen why I failed, how I should get better at it. It's just you getting the right information, and then yes, there are stumbling blocks. Yeah, you will read some code and you don't understand. You would just want to fetch some APIs and the thing just hangs midway, and a lot of stuff. So I failed, yes, but I think it was because of my little knowledge of what should be done. That was why I failed. Well, when I did fail, I asked for help. I remember walking to my mentor and I said, are you sure I can do this? I don't understand a jack of CSS. And what was really affecting me was just positioning floats, display floats, sorry. Positioning absolute, relative, and everything was I just saw my work scattering all over. And then making my web page responsive. Oh God. No God. And you keep hearing that's the core of a front-end developer, making a landing page user-friendly. The user experience must be smooth. And I just found out no. But thankfully, I'm good now. when we see a challenge, now we know we should rush to Stack Overflow, look for answers, join YouTube, watch tutorials, read documentations. I mean, and then you're fine. You're close to a good answer.
Okay, that's quite impressive. Because one of the joke I make as someone that's been coding for a little over 10 years now is, look, anybody that's been coding for over 5 years, the difference between them and someone that's just starting out is they know how to Google more. Because if you
Yes.
see the things senior developers actually Google, a few days ago I think I was Googling, how to do a table in HTML.
I can
And I've been
imagine.
coding for 10 good years. As in, it's
Oh.
just so like that. So getting that information, being able to call for help to ensure that you don't fail is one of the essential things when it comes to coding and all that. So I want to say thanks very much for that. And almost lastly, I would want to ask, what advice would you give to anyone that could be in your own scenario, in your own kind of situation, that wants to learn how to code? What advice would you give them as a parent, as someone who works, who wants to learn how to code? What advice would you give to them?
Well, I would start with know yourself. Just know what you can do. As in, you just need to tell yourself the truth. Let me give you the give you the is it bad news, or do you want the good news first or the bad news? Like, okay,
Start
the
with the
bad news
B.
first is that it's not easy, my dear. There's just tons of things to learn, like so many things to learn. But the good news is when you pick a language or a path that you love, you're going to find yourself enjoying yourself. But But first of all, know what your strength can. Just identify your own core, your strength. I really would tell people that I am a multi-potentialist. Like, I perform very well in any industry. As long as you give me the right information, I run. We are not cut out the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know yourself very well, then you know this is for you. Go for it. You need to persevere. It's a journey that, don't compare with yourself with someone with 5 years of experience and you setting out in 5 months to do just exactly what they've done. There is a level of experience. They've gained some mastery. They've gained some understanding. They've gone through people challenges. They've gone through the code challenges. They weathered the storm. So when you are setting out, just be relaxed. It's a journey you can do. You can do it if you know for sure that you can. If you believe it, you can achieve it. That's it. If you believe it, you can achieve it. And I keep telling myself, if I believe in myself to make this work, yes, I can. And when I'm ready to give up, that means I told myself to give up. So just, if you are planning to get into this, be ready to put your all, and see, just be sincere with yourself. If after 6 months you feel it's not your way, well, the road does not end there. Move on. Don't flog yourself over it. But you still can do well as a programmer, because you learn a lot of things. Time management. Oh well. You need as in, time management is so critical, because you have deadlines on projects. You have highs for perfection, as in, you must be patient. You can't rush things, because when you rush, there are bugs waiting for you. So that will teach you how to be patient. So it's a long journey that teaches you a lot of stuff. So I feel, if you want to come in, please do. It's fun. Is the industry is an embodiment of a lot of learnings. As in, it's a place you learn so much. I think that was what has actually helped me to even put a lot of perspective with my home running, being a mom, and actually running this. You cannot do things haphazardly. You have to be patient. You have to balance yourself mentally, balance physically, and everything will work together for your good. So just put your mind off distractions. Social media is there, remove it. You don't need to tell all your friends if you feel not okay telling them about your progress. But when you are done, then tell the world about it. So please, if you are ready, just let's do it. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks very, very much for that. For a moment there, your video froze, so I'm not sure if you can sort of disable the video and enable it again, because it's kind of froze on one frame for about 5 minutes there, and I didn't want to stop you. Yeah, it's coming back up, I think. Yeah, we're back. We're back. All back.
Right.
It's not a problem. Such things happen on things like this.
Yes.
It's part of programming.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. So I want to say thanks very much for actually coming and actually bringing light to this, because I've been wondering, how do you actually do this? Because I can remember when you started, and I was like, okay, I was kind of thinking, okay, you want to learn how to code? You can do this. Anybody can do it. And I'm really impressed and happy that you're at this stage. As in, whenever I think of it, I'm like, okay, this is really good. And this is a sort of story I like to share with a lot of people, that I say, oh, it's too late for me to learn how to code. I have born 5 children. I cannot do anything again. I'm 50 years old. I cannot code again. It's not so. And your story there has actually come to bring light to this and to encourage people to do such. And I'll say thank you for actually joining this recording on pretty short notice. I think that was about a week notice, and you came and you made it happen. And for guys listening and watching, I'll drop our Twitter handle, so go ahead and follow her. If you don't follow her, I'll come after you. So go ahead and follow her, and any other information I'll post in the description of the podcast and also in the YouTube video that I'll post later on. So thanks very much, guys, for joining today's episode of This Dev Live. I hope you've had fun and learned something quite well. I don't know if you have any final words for our guest, for our listeners rather.
All right. I would want to share with everyone, both young, married, about to wed, and maybe you're with a mother of 4 and you're feeling, no, how do I go about it? You really can do it. You can. The capacity to do it is there. It's there. Just tell yourself you can, and ask for help. ask for help. The help is see when I would really want to make it short, but I think if you emphasize more on limitations, it would really deter you from moving forward. But go for it. Set out. Let's bear the consequences. Let's see what happens, and then you see yourself shining like I'm doing now. Like I'm really happy I did this. So give it a try. You can.
Okay, thanks very much for just final words. So, people, you've been listening to this Dev Live. Go ahead and favorite this on your favorite podcast platform. Available on Google Podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Breaker. There's also the RSS feed if you want to plug in on your website or something. And of course, subscribe, like, and share with your friends so they can get these nice things that you're also listening to. So, people, till I come your way again with quite another guest on this show, I will tell you to stay safe, stay healthy, and stay devy. Bye bye.
Love you guys. Bye.